dumb.
10 years, that makes sense. The current year estimated
If you're saying that we spend $70 trillion,
last I looked in 10 years, she said.
No, she didn't.
She just said that, yes.
And even then, that's not even true.
I was asking for yearly, but she said.
And even in 10 years, that's not even true.
It is.
No, it's not.
That sounds pretty accurate.
It's nowhere near true.
The current budget for the
military. You guys are so
on the
funny with the way that you do math.
The current budget for the military is around like 1.2 trillion if you count what they consider the military budget. If you count what they actually consider military budget plus the slush funds parts, it's about 1.2 trillion this year.
Don't know how to do math at all. I swear to God.
Dude, I'm getting the number from U.S. government, so like, or they're like, verified.
And then when I start to crunch numbers, you start to throw personal attacks.
Dude, it's not me. It's the bills that they approve. I read it like how much they increased. That's just all I saw. I saw a bill where they said this much we're gonna increase over this time period.
Bronzy, that doesn't even count the slush fund.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know it's talking about the increment that they have over whatever they're giving, which is
that's actually the military budget, what they call the official military budget. But there's actually another budget that's the Pentagon's discretionary budget, and then there's also a presidential discretionary budget, and they call those inside the Pentagon and inside the federal government. A lot of them will call that the slush fund.
The mandatory budget makes up the majority of the budget.
Yes,
you can look at the pie chart that I shared.
The discretionary budget.
That is by
there's still hundreds of billions in those other funds.
If you could ever slash the mandatory budget, we could probably get out of debt. But
this year it's estimated to be about 1.2 trillion for the military. If you Google estimates, they're going to just give you the military budget. They're not going to count those slush funds. But if you add those slush funds, it's about 1.2 trillion, I think. This year. And if you were to average, she said 70 trillion over 10 years. I think the official military budget is like 7 or 8 trillion, and multiply that by 10, that would be 70 something trillion. So that's
so let's go by percentages, because that's something that people can relate to a little bit. So the total spending in 2018 was 4,472 billion. Amongst that, for the Department of Defense military was 658. So let's do the math. 4472. Excuse me. Let me reverse that. 658 divided by 4472 equals 0.14. So 14% of the budget is spent on military. Health and Human Services, which includes Medicare and Medicaid and things of that nature, Health and Human Services was $1,215 billion. So let's do the math there. Right? 1215 divided by 4472. 27. So 27% of the budget is in Health and Human Services. So 14% of the budget is in military. 27% of the budget is in Health and Human Services, which includes Medicare and Medicaid and things of that nature. So over 25% of the budget, is invested into Medicare and Medicaid, Health and Human Services.
Didn't we just go over how that was like 14%? I mean,
the military is 14. The Department of Defense is 14% of the budget.
Weren't you just saying that Medicare for all was only going to cost like 400 billion or something?
All right. You got to go by the percentages, right? Because people don't understand what numbers, what raw data is, but people do understand percentages. They understand you have this much money to spend. What percentage of that money are you going to spend it on? All right. You throw out trillions. Some guy a second ago said hundreds of trillions of dollars. Obviously, whoever said that was an idiot.
That was me.
Okay, you're an idiot then.
I was being hyperbolic.
I know. I know you were, right? That's why it was so stupid, though. Right. So instead of throwing out huge numbers to try to get a reaction out of people, let's just go.
Hey, why is someone removing me?
And we'll go by percentages.
Someone removed you?
Go by percentages. That's all I'm saying. Because people can understand percentages. But people start throwing out billions and trillions and zillions and billions. Nobody knows what those numbers mean. But people do understand percentages. They understand slices. Gone? They understand slices of the pie.
Me, I'm gone.
Why are you removing?
Because I cannot stand bronze.
I mean, that's not really a reason.
It's a personal reason.
Yeah, that's not really a reason.
So anyways, go by percentages. People understand percentages. You start throwing around these huge numbers, nobody knows what that means.
Yeah, the percentages is just a way of muddying the waters because...
No, it's not, because you have a pizza pie.
It is.
You either get 50% of it, 25% of it, 10% of it. You get one slice of the pie, or you get the whole pie. People understand slices of the pie. If you tell them that one slice of the pie represents 10 billion, trillion, gazillion dollars, they're like, well, that's a lot of money. But people understand how pies get divided up. So when I say there's 14% of our revenue that gets spent on military, people understand that. 14% of our total revenue from the Treasury gets spent on the military. 27% gets spent on health and human services. People understand this. In 2018, 2019, our revenue was $3,472 billion, but we spent $4,472 billion, which means that our spending was greater than our revenue, which is not good. People understand pies. They understand percentages.
Yeah, you keep repeating that.
Because it's common sense. You keep throwing out these huge ass numbers that nobody understands. Because they don't understand these huge numbers in context.
The money is there is the point.
Percentages gives context.
Okay, here's a question. What's your reason for removing 7?
For removing 7 what?
I mean, didn't she just say she was removing Bronzy?
Okay, but that's a reason to remove somebody else.
Yes.
Like if somebody stabbed you in the face, you're gonna go out and stab a stranger in the face? Don't talk about who has reasons and who doesn't.
What are you talking about? Didn't she just say that she was the one who was doing it? What do you mean a stranger? If someone stabs someone in the face, you stab them back in the face.
Okay, but 7 didn't stab you in the face, and you just removed him from the conversation.
7 is her.
No, 7 is not her, retard.
No, 7 is 7. 7
is 7.
Oh, well, she used to come in with the 7 icon. I don't know.
No, she did not.
No, I did not.
You haven't even been around. I don't know who the fuck you think you are today, but...
Well, it was just an honest mistake then.
Yeah, they don't work out in real life when you actually stab the wrong person.
Yeah, that's true. Well, in
I don't even
person,
know
you can see a
7.
face.
I don't even know 7, so I don't think 7. I don't know that person, so why would he remove me?
Was anybody even talking to you? Nobody was talking to you. I was talking to Outbound.
That's her problem. She keeps fucking interrupting.
Nobody was talking. Nobody was talking.
Nobody
to you.
was talking to Bronzy. I was talking to you.
Yeah, but
Evans,
I'm
that's
not
all.
talking to you. So why are you talking to me?
Because I'm asking you a question. Because you
Yeah, but
asked
I
him a
wasn't
question. You
talking
didn't have
to
a
you,
fucking
so
reason either.
But I wasn't talking to you, so don't ask me a question.
Really?
I
I
mean,
should fucking snipe your
I'm just
ugly bitch
using
ass.
your logic.
You haven't even been here.
So what?
So
This is
what?
my. I don't have to be here. This is my goddamn room. All right, get used to that.
Really? Okay, let's start another room and invite all the fuckers in.
There you go. There's your fucking solution. Great idea. I love that idea.
Good.
Actually, Outbound, it's not your room.
It is my room.
No, it's not.
Okay, keep pretending it's not.
I'll keep pretending that you're a dipshit, and no, it's not.
How is it not?
Pretend he's a dipshit. You know he's a dipshit. Don't pretend. We all know.
No, it is his room because I came through the link.
So
Anybody
Yeah.
can post the link, Bronzy.
Oh my God. No, I mean, I came through the permanent link, and so whoever
Anybody can
removed me the
post the
first time also removed my
Bronzy.
other account too. So as soon as I spoke, that person removed me again. So that
Anybody
means that
can
person is
post
in the
the
call.
permanent link, Bronzy.
Hmm. He never spoke about you. Whatever.
I mean, he said that he said whatever he said. I told you, but then he doesn't talk about y'all that much.
He doesn't
Because-
have to. It
Oh.
just seemed very coincidental that I'm hearing rumors that you are warming up to him, and all of a sudden you are not in my room and avoiding me.
Hey, listen, you were not in your room either.
I was at when you first left. I was in the room quite a bit. Recently, I haven't been, but this is before that.
I think I just went to Discord. It had nothing to do with like I just sometimes log into Pi Hangouts, but that's it.
Okay. I wasn't
yeah,
absolutely sure about it. I just was making my best guess.
Yeah, but then like whenever I come, like people over here are kind of hostile. So
Yeah, but you seemed kind of agitated with me.
no, I wasn't. Never was.
Okay.
I don't know. Like maybe I was just agitated that day or something. But
yeah,
I
maybe
have
you were
never been
agitated with
agitated.
somebody else, and I just.
Yeah, I mean, I may have. I'm not saying that I'm not the kind of person who could displace anger. I may have, but I don't remember actually. Like if I did, I'm sorry.
It's no biggie. It's not. It wasn't like direct or. It wasn't something I was sure about. I was, like I said, I was just trying to make my best guess.
Okay, yeah. It's basically just that I go to Discord.
I was wrong. I'll take your word.
Yeah, Hangouts is like somebody invited me to this Hangout Meet, and it's the worst app ever. And it has the same icon that this one has, so that is also confusing.
I mean, you've confirmed that what he said is not true.
Is Kimmy here?
He did say some. He never spoke about you. He always like. It might not be a regular thing, but
I'm here.
Okay.
It might not be an everyday thing, but it is a regular thing. He talks about me, so.
Well, I will say that it wasn't actually him that spoke about you all. Like you know, you and Down and you know the regulars here. The thing is, I think he only has issues with Sydney, basically, out of all of you.
Oh, now it's back to man.
He never spoke about you guys. Like he generally said shit. Like, but I was already here, right? Remember that when it was between Goran kicked me out because I was coming here. That's when Vlad says something like, "Oh, he just said that you were trash or something." But other than that, he never spoke about like something happening.
That's what I'm referring to. I mean, I knew that would happen.
Yeah, but he only like complains about Sydney. That's it. He doesn't complain about other people at all.
You know, his whole beef with me started because he had a beef with Sydney, and I wouldn't. He wanted me to like block Sydney and keep him out of the hangouts, and I went to go talk to Sydney one time to get his side of the story, and all of a sudden he turned on me. He's been turned on me ever since then, and then every time I've called him out on that being the catalyst, he started saying, "Oh, I get along great with Sydney. Me and him are fine." And but now he's back to, "Oh, he hates
doesn't like Sydney."
Yeah, whatever.
He can't. He doesn't. He can't.
His
I
story
think
always
he's the only
changes.
person I've seen he can't tolerate. He can practically tolerate every shit person, but not Sydney.
His story changes everywhere he goes.
Yeah, but I mean that's a pretty good reason. I mean Sydney wants to be like probably relevant or something, and then he tries to do shit so that people stir up or like talk about him, and that's I don't know. It's kind of like maybe he enjoys it or something. But
Oh, you talk
that's
about
his
his
thing,
stuff on
right?
his website?
Yeah, I mean the website that clearly no one reads,
Yeah,
but
I don't know
some
why
people
anybody
get
cares
offended
about
by
that.
that.
I
I
wish
think it's
Sydney.
because
I
I'll
wish
tell you why, Outbound, because those people have real names and he
Sydney.
refer to them by real name, and if their kids somehow Google that, they would land on some shitty page, and like that
Sydney.
is a ground for actually legally pursuing it, and they could, but it's like they
Sydney.
really don't care. They just like are okay, whatever. We hate this person. That's it.
Are,
They're not gonna
are
like.
you there, Sydney? Sydney,
I am here, of course.
you should do a hit piece on me.
I mean, I enjoy that
Okay,
he's a
well,
champion.
Gangster Life. I will do a hit piece on you because you have a lot of skeletons in your closet.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to expose every one of them.
All right, thank you.
And I'm going to talk to all your neighbors and your family, get their point of view too.
Yeah, do the same thing to me that you do to everybody else.
There you go. Okay, there you
Wait,
go.
you
See,
were on Discord
you
the
got
other day,
balls.
Album?
You got
You
balls.
were
You
on
can
Discord
take
the
it.
other day, but when I came back, you were not there.
Me?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't me. It's a pretender. I have not been on Discord in so long.
Oh my God, they were asking me to join this call, and I'm like, I don't want to join it because y'all are that. It's like 4 or 5 crazy conservatives that wanted to gang up on me, and they're like,
Yeah, that
"Oh,
wouldn't. That
we
would
have
definitely
like
not be
this
me.
guy. He's hold." I'm like, "Who is this?" Because he was going by name Chandra or something. Chandra.
Conservatives tend to not congregate around me very much.
And he's like, "Come in the call," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm busy. Like, I'll be there like a half an hour later." And then
Maybe
the
a
person,
couple. Sydney, I've heard call himself a conservative, but he's really not.
I don't care about Sydney.
I think Donald. He's a conservative. But I don't know that there's anybody. I think Scaff is one. Maybe I don't know.
No, the conservatives on Discord were inviting me to a call, like this call, like where you're in call like this, exactly like this. And in that call, there was this guy who had your picture on, and his name was going by Chandra. Now, I don't know how to pronounce that. Chandra or something, right? Some blackish name. And
Chandra.
Chandra, yeah. And then I'm like, who is this person? They said, oh, no. I said, I'm not going to join the call because I'm not interested in you guys because you're not interested in like having any argument. You're just gonna all like jump at me, just say shit at me. So I'm not gonna join the call. And they said, no, Chandra is here. He's gonna have your back. And I'm like, who is this? And he said, he's outbound.
Mm.
And I didn't join the call, but I came back later, like half an hour later, and then that person wasn't there. And I really thought it was you.
That was not me.
That was just yesterday or day before.
That was probably me.
That was you?
No, it's me.
Oh, fuck off.
No, you fuck off.
No. Come on.
It wasn't you, Donald. Fuck off.
It could have been, though.
Nah.
Could have been Vlad.
I don't know who it was. I don't care. I was just telling him that there was someone pretending to be him.
Could be. There's a lot of people that could be. So
I'm just like, if you are gonna be there, why would you pretend to be someone else, right? That's what I was thinking.
I would
Donald.
never go under that.
Trump.
Like, I never pretend to be someone else, so it's weird to me when people do that.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, sometimes people pretend to be the president of the United States. They pretend to be me. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, I would never do that.
Yeah.
I would never go under that name.
Yeah. I mean, I am your president, so please show some respect for the office.
First, you have to show respect for your office, and then we can.
No, I show respect for my office. You need to better.
Oh, really?
Respect.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I am the God Emperor of the world. Your president, Donald J. Trump. Show some respect.
Yeah.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Excuse me?
Donald Trump can eat shit and die.
Excuse
Donald
me?
Trump loves his own daughter.
Yeah, he wants to fuck
Who
his
doesn't?
daughter.
Who doesn't?
He like openly admits he wants to fuck his daughter.
How dare you?
He doesn't like. He has no shame. Whatever. Like this
How dare
Chandra
you?
is unhinged. He will say anything.
I am the president of the United States, and I demand
He
you show
likes his own
respect
daughter.
for the office right this second, right now, right now, or I will hold you in contempt and charge you with treason.
Donald
You
Trump
should
is the
hold your
biggest
own wife in
embarrassment.
contempt when she refuses to live with you.
He's the biggest embarrassment of a president that this country will probably ever have.
Oh, Bronzy, are you still looking for a new husband?
It is like the lowest. It's probably the lowest that America has ever has and ever will reach as far as presidents go.
Bronzy, are you still divorced and looking for a husband?
I'm not looking for a husband.
Oh, okay.
She's got a green card now.
Oh, that's true. You got a green card now, so you're not looking for a husband anymore.
Aw, you wish I was?
I'm married.
Then why do you care?
I was just curious.
Do you have someone in your mind that you can suggest for me or something?
Well, you got your green card, so you probably wouldn't be too interested.
Then why were you even talking about it? Yeah, if you have someone.
I was just curious. I was just curious how you doing with your green card.
I mean, I got citizenship, so thanks.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not probably not even interested in having a husband anymore.
I will have a husband. Like, what's your problem? Like, seriously, did your wife refuse to come to you or what? She's staying in Japan or what?
Oh, no. My wife was actually here just 2 weeks ago.
What kind of relationship is that? She doesn't live with you. It's the same relationship that Melania has with Donald Trump. She doesn't live with him, right? She lives in New York.
Yeah, Melania was here 2 weeks ago. But
yeah, exactly.
Are you interested in a husband anymore now that you got your green card, right?
Whatever.
I mean, you have your green card, so you're probably not all that interested in finding a husband anymore.
I mean, do you think there could be other reasons to find a husband other than green card?
I don't know. You tell me. Are there?
You tell me. You're married, aren't you?
Yeah.
So was she looking for green card?
Well, you already have your green card, though.
I mean, I'm asking, was your wife looking for green card?
Oh, no. I actually got a green card in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I have a permanent residence card in Japan.
Oh.
So I got my green card.
Can you vote?
But you know what? I'm still married to her. Now,
so what? Like, the fuck? What's the point if you're not living with her?
Now that you have your green card and you have citizenship, maybe you're not so interested in finding another hubby.
But why are you interested in me having interest in having a hubby?
I'm just looking out for you.
Like, why?
I'm just looking out for you.
Do you have some like Muslim Japanese guy that's looking for a wife? Because
I know Muzzies in Japan.
Okay, I mean that's like weird, but whatever.
You want to meet a Muzzy Japanese guy?
No, not Japanese. Like American Japanese is fine, but not Japanese.
No, the Asians are known for not being well endowed. She wants like a big, strong, veiny,
You want the. Oh.
Okay, listen. Just stop it.
She wants a brown man because they have more girth.
Is that true?
More length, more girth.
You guys can talk about dicks all you want. I see. It seems like you're interested in talking about that.
They seem to talk about that quite a bit in these rooms.
I mean, we know what women are into. It's not a secret.
Excuse me.
How tall are you, Brian?
Anyway, boys, she's divorced. She's looking.
It's not relevant how tall I am.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm not really tall, but I'm average.
What's that, like 5?
Well, why is that important? Why is my height important at all? I'm 5'4".
5.5 feet.
He wants to know when he's having sex with you if he's going to be able to look you in the eyes, or if you're going to be like in his chest.
He says when I'm having sex with you, as if that's like an inevitability or something.
That's why he wants.
What the fuck? Can you guys think about something other than sex right now? I know you, Donald, are away from your wife. Or
my
well, where
reasons.
are all your girlfriends and wives? Like, what the
Come
hell
on,
is wrong with you?
Why do you have a dirty mind, Bronzy? I'm not thinking like that.
You're just describing something.
I
Obviously, you're
didn't
thinking
say
about it.
that was
And thanks for putting
me.
the graphic in my head now.
Not me.
Shame on you, Donald.
He says I'm not saying it, but he
Thinking that I was
specifically
doing
said
that.
when you have sex with her.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you know he also has a girlfriend, I guess, or
No,
wife?
he's also he's asking for a
Yeah,
friend.
but I don't. I think he has to beg her. He's like It's like few and far between, and only when he begs.
Also, Bronzy, he was asking for a friend. So don't be so presumptuous.
I'm not the one talking about sex. You're the one.
No, I'm not.
Oh my God, seriously?
No, he was
What is
asking.
that conservative hypocrisy?
For a
Or
friend.
what? You're not conservative. The way you're talking about sex is like very liberal.
Whoa, Bronzy.
Very, very liberal.
Yeah, you're kind of you're getting into a little weird space here. He was asking for a friend. I was just clarifying what he was asking. That's all.
He asked for my height, and you said something shitty about sex or something. You made it about sex.
The original question came from his friend. He was asking for a friend.
It's okay, still.
And now you're talking to me.
I don't care who it was. It's still a shitty thing to say, Donald.
Now you're
it's
talking
still
to
a
me
shitty.
It's
still a shitty
to
thing.
me with these dirty thoughts. It's a little weird. It's kind of little.
Oh my God! So now it's me. Amazing.
I'm married.
Amazing. These conservatives are like the worst people ever. Like you are such hypocrites.
I'm married.
I'm done with y'all. Like seriously.
I'm married. I'm not.
I'm glad that this is the room where like you're the minority. Usually I'm in the minority and I have to yell on top of my lungs to get my point across.
Okay, if you need to go, that's fine. But I'm married. I'm not divorced like you are. Okay, so if you feel I need to go,
I don't think about divorce like you do. I don't think it's something bad.
Don't go projecting things onto me.
You are projecting. You're afraid of getting divorced, and you think like since I got it, I'm in some sort of like, my heart broke or something. But no, it's not like that. I don't feel about it like you do. Okay, you're projecting. I don't care. No matter how many times you say I'm divorced, it's not a. To me, you're using the word divorce as like a pejorative. It's not. To me, it's just like, okay, that happened. I mean, I don't care about that.
Bronzy. Yeah. Listen, all I'm saying is, do you think?
But I understand because you're fat, so you cannot go and date other girls and find another good-looking girl or something. So you have to like remain married. But I am not, so I can just go out and find another person. So it's not an issue for me. I understand where you're coming from, Donald.
Hey, listen.
Like, start eating salads for like breakfast and lunch, and only have meals once a day. You will lose weight.
Oh, I want to lose weight, but I
keep eating
a damn pizza. What is it? That's my foot. Really? Mm-hmm. Where'd you get?
But yeah, no. I mean, listen. I'm a married man. I'm not divorced like you. I mean, you getting all sexual and stuff like that. I'm not into that.
Cause like I had babies, right?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't. So you don't really know like what people move on from that stage to other stages where they care about not relationship per se, but they care more about kids, right? So kids come first. Well, you don't really know about that, and you probably would never know about it. I don't know. I can't say anything about it. But I'm a mom. I have kids.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm a parent, you're not. So you're stuck in that like honeymoon phase or something where you think the worst thing that could happen is divorce. I'm past that. It doesn't like, you can keep using it. It's not gonna give you the effect that you want it to give it to me. Like I really don't care about that.
No, that's cool.
You wish you could move on from that, right?
Kids.
You could be like me.
Listen, Bronzy, I'm glad you have kids. I mean,
you're not.
No, I'm glad you have kids.
I'm
just
sorry
saying.
you don't have kids. I'm really sorry about that.
Well, I mean that's fine. I'm glad that you do, but the sexual connotations and stuff like that. Can you just lay off of that?
I wasn't
I'm
referring
a
it.
married man.
I wasn't referring it about you and
I'm
I.
a married
I
man,
was
and
basically saying that what
for
you were saying about the other person
you
was
to
sexual.
infer
You are
for
the
you
one
to
who put
infer
me in sexual
that
position. I
there's
didn't
some
do it.
sexual connotation is kind
Not
of
with
weird
you
to
though.
me,
Not with
especially
you though,
because you have
because
kids. You know that makes it extra weird because you have kids. You know what I mean?
so what do you mean by that?
So
So you think you stop having sex after having
it's just
kids or
weird.
something?
So just don't do it anymore. That's all I'm asking.
I wasn't doing it to you.
Just
You're
keep your
the one who put
distance. Keep your
me.
distance.
You're the one who said something
You
about
know.
me and sex. I am not the one who said anything about you and sex.
Oh, I never said anything about you and
Because
me and sex.
not
I never
you
said
and
anything
me,
of the
but you
sort.
said about me. You said about
No,
me and some other person.
somebody else was asking for a friend, and then you brought you and me into it. That's
Nah,
weird.
listen, somebody was asking about my height, and I said, why is that relevant?
Yeah, and he was asking for a friend.
But who was the person who said that what he's thinking about is sex?
I can't remember the guy.
Ah,
I can't remember the guy,
I
but
can.
okay, who was it then? Either way, regardless of who it was, you drug me into it like
Because you were the
somehow
person who said that.
no, he was asking for a friend, and I was
Oh
simply
my God.
explaining.
Oh my God. This is like,
And then you
okay,
brought
Steve, I can't
all
do it
this
right now.
sexual
I am
stuff.
so tired from my day. Like, I am tired. I have kids. I get tired. And you're here.
Go take care of your
Oh my
kids.
God. Like, it's hard to deal with you. My 4-year-olds, like, understand better than you do. Like, I don't have to repeat it like 10 times for them to get something. They're smarter than you.
Are they?
Yeah,
That's
a
kind of an
lot.
insult. That's kind of an insult to your kids.
No, they're very smart. You're dumb.
Well, no, I have a very low IQ, so that's a very low bar that you're setting there for your kids.
Okay, so then they don't have a low IQ. It means if they understand better than you, they have a better IQ.
Yeah, exactly. So saying that your kids are smarter than me, that's setting a pretty low bar.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I mean, you
I
should
can
hold your kids.
get that
You should
from.
hold your kids. You should hold your kids to a higher standard than Donald Trump, the Orange Man.
Okay, yeah.
You
You
see
have
where
a
I'm going
point
with
there.
this?
You have a point.
And don't bring sex into things. You know what I mean? That's
Ew,
all.
my God.
Yeah.
Shut them.
It's really weird. And respect your children's intelligence. That's all. Don't deprive your children, and don't bring sex into stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Like, what does sex have to do with my kids?
Well, it's kind of like a combination. Like first you insult your children by comparing them to Donald Trump, and
I was
then
comparing them to you,
you
Steve.
bring sex with a married man. I mean, come on, Bronzy.
I'm not the one who said anything like that. It's just all your dirty shit mind, seriously. Shut the fuck up.
Bronzy, you need to just
Shut up, Donald. Shut up. You're not the center of the universe. You really aren't.
I'm just saying, relax.
You're center of probably your truck or something, but not.
Take a chill pill. Take a chill pill.
Take the bottle.
Listen to Dr. Phil. You know, you got some time to kill. You know, take up a job at the mill.
You got time to fill.
You got time to fill. I can introduce you. If you really want to get married, I can introduce you to my friend Bill. Or my other buddy Will. And if you want to be chilling like a villain, we can go out and eat some watermelon. You know, I got some time to be killing. If you're willing to be illin', we can listen to some Bob Dylan. Because I got some donuts with cream filling. And they only cost me a shilling. But they're not free, so I'm going to have to be billing.
Hey Sydney, can you please write another article about me because I'll feel like I'm not important to you anymore if you don't write anything about me. Please. I like to be like,
Okay, sure.
to be the center of attention sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you
Well,
must spend
your
hours
time
writing
will
about.
come. Your time will come.
Okay, Sydney. I'm all right as long as you do.
Sydney, don't write about me.
Give me like something to write about, like put your face up or something.
Oh, okay. I've had my face on here several times.
Okay.
I think Sydney's got screenshots of me playing with my reel-to-reel.
All right.
I got a boring life, Sydney. There's nothing going on. Just guess I gotta kill more people.
So Donald Trump has been confirmed that he is colluding with Ukraine to win the next election.
I thought that's all been debunked.
Well, first he colluded with Russia. Now he's colluding with Ukraine.
Yeah, they just that whole thing just irritates me. No, seriously, look, I don't like Donald Trump. I don't. But what I hate worse is when people can't get their facts right, they screw up.
Yeah.
And then they turn around the next day, edit it, and say, "Oh no, he actually didn't say this," or "Oh well, this wasn't actually the whistleblower. It was a guy who heard the other guy say that he heard Donald Trump."
Mm-hmm.
So now it went from a whistleblower to basically rumors.
Rumors, yeah, third-hand information.
And I'm like going, Jesus Christ. This is what I get pissed off with the Democrats right now. They just look like such dumbasses. Before jumping on the gun, make sure you got all your facts.
My question is, if you're the vice president of the United States, why are you taking a personal interest in getting a Ukrainian prosecutor fired? And why are you saying to Ukraine, we're not going to give you $1 billion in guaranteed loans unless you fire this particular individual? You're the vice president. And what did they say? They said, well, you're not the president. You can't do that. And Biden's like, oh, well, go ahead and give Obama a call. See what happens.
Is that kind of like
you got 6 hours. You got 6 hours.
Is that kind of like the little kid saying, well, I got my big brother.
Yeah.
Just call my big brother. He'll come out here.
Why would a vice president take interest in something like that? Oh, that's right. That particular prosecutor was going after his son. That's right. That's right. So let's go ahead and accuse Donald Trump of exactly what Joe Biden did, which is use his office to hold Ukraine hostage, to fire a guy who's going after his son for corruption. That's right. And then, and Joe Biden's going to say, what Joe Biden's defense of this is? Joe Biden says, well, because the guy that we wanted fired was corrupt. Okay. But there's lots of other corrupt officials in Ukraine. But you're going after this particular guy. You're using your power of office to go after this particular individual. And you're the vice president. That's right. You're not the president. You're the vice president. Right. And you're going to go to Obama and say, "Hey, Obama, put the kibosh on these guys unless they fire this dude, this one particular dude who also happens to be prosecuting my son." Oh, that sounds totally innocent to me. Not any of the other.
Yep, and John Podesta ordering pizza from Comet Pizza. John Podesta, Comet Pizza, pedophile ring. That's right. It's all true.
Just this particular guy who's going after my son. I'm Joe Biden. I'm the vice president. Not the president. I'm the vice president. But I got connections to the president. Yeah. Fire that asshole. He's going after my son, my cocaine addict son. It's $50,000 a month. Plus, I got $1 billion from China. I'm Joe Biden. That's right. Nothing to see here. Donald Trump is the one who's leveraging his office.
You're pretty retarded, man. You have no evidence. Otto, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Donald Trump's the one leveraging his office, not me.
This
Biden.
This guy has Biden derangement syndrome. He's got Biden derangement syndrome.
It's the same old shit. It's just like with Hillary Clinton and all her corrupt money.
You got Clinton derangement syndrome as well. Clinton derangement syndrome.
Oh, it's 2.0. Clinton.
Oh my God.
It's the same damn corruption. But no, we're gonna say that Trump is trying to influence the election. That way, we never address what Joe Biden actually did. Just like with WikiLeaks, right? Don't focus on the actual emails of Hillary Clinton. Focus on the fact that WikiLeaks, just leaked it. Don't focus on what was actually in those emails. Nothing to see here.
Either way, I just see it as wag the dog. Just a distraction on both sides so they can do other things.
And that's the whole point, right? Is false equivalence, right? Accuse the other person of what you're guilty of, and then the neutral party, like Anthony, will just say, well, it's all just a toss-up.
No, it's not a toss-up. They're both idiots.
It's
the whole thing. My whole thing.
There you go with the false equivalence. See, that's the whole point, though, Anthony. You're the neutral guy. You're the fair-minded guy, right? The Democrats know that you're fair-minded. Republicans know that you're fair-minded. And so by just throwing some chum into the water, you want to be the fair-minded guy and say, oh, well, everybody's just an idiot. That's the entire point, to create this false equivalency. Accuse the other person of what you're guilty of, and fair-minded people like Anthony will just say, well, everybody's a fucking idiot. That's how it works. That's politics 101. Because Anthony, I don't know if you've noticed this yet, you are the battleground.
I know this.
You are independent-minded people like you are the battleground. Mine Buck Club, he's going to be an asshole. I'm going to be an asshole either way. All right? We're both, he and I are set in our ways. You are the battleground. So because you are the battleground, accuse your opponent of what they're guilty of, and then the independents will say, well, everybody's just an asshole one way or another, and shrug my shoulders. But in truth, who was it who actually leveraged $1 billion in guaranteed loans to get a guy fired who was prosecuting Joe Biden's son? That was Joe Biden. That is a fact. Spin it how you want. That's the fact of the matter. Joe Biden used his office to get that guy fired. He singled that particular guy out.
I mean, I agree with that.
There's no way of getting around that fact.
Oh, I agree with that. But my whole problem is, if the Democrats are going to come after Trump, they got to make sure they got facts and not some bogus ass story again.
Right.
It just makes them look even more stupid, which makes people like me who are in the middle lean a little bit more towards the right.
Right.
Because we're like going, whoa, 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 what are you people on the left doing? You're throwing out shit that has no facts yet.
Right.
And then most of the stories end up getting debunked.
Right.
And your whistleblower's not really a whistleblower. He's a guy who heard a rumor. I mean, he didn't he wasn't there when the whole phone conversation was there. He heard it from a guy who heard it from another guy.
Right. And look this is amazing to me. A week ago, we were talking about Kavanaugh, right? It was the same thing with Kavanaugh. Literally, 1 week ago, it was Kavanaugh, right? Where there was this report from this New York Times journalist, and I put that quote unquote journalist, who said that Kavanaugh put his dick out in front of some girl's face, right? Little beknownst to us, it was secondhand reporting. So the person who claimed that this happened, who said that they saw it happen, as it turns out, the actual person that it happened to doesn't want to take questions, and the friends of the person that it happened to say that she says it never happened.
But how do you trust anybody?
I know. This is the modus operandi. This is the modus operandi. It's secondhand information. There's no eyewitness to it. The eyewitness to it, wasn't even there. And then the eyewitness who was there says, no, that didn't even happen. I mean, these people don't even understand firsthand primary sources.
I listened to the Inspector General last night. He was being drilled so hard. And now everybody's saying, you've got to bring forward the complaint person. We want to see him in person, and he'll be protected by all the whistleblower stuff. So now let's see if it's really real, if somebody actually turns up.
But here's the thing. Even if that whistleblower did turn up, they didn't actually hear the conversation. They weren't even there to hear it.
They weren't even with the company at that time.
Transcripts have been released. So you have the actual transcripts being released. The whistleblower himself wasn't even there in the room when the conversation went down.
But we've all said this before. Every single time the Democrats have tried to do something, they just put another bullet in their own foot. Every single time. So, don't worry, be happy.
It's like someone who's like you probably wouldn't understand this, Peter, but Donald would.
No,
it's like someone who's like a big Cleveland Browns fan, and they're not going to make it. It's like 2 years ago, Cleveland Browns could not win a damn game to save their life.
They lost every game. I followed that. Yeah,
yes, they did.
Yeah.
That was so sad. The cry heard around the world.
It's a shame. It's a shame that the media, especially here in Australia, it's every fucking single day, about fucking Donald Trump. Just get over it, boys. Just go to the polls. Go to the polls in 2020 and be done with it. That's when we'll see what's going to go on. We can talk about it. Everyone can talk about it.
Just vote. Just vote. If you don't want the president, if you don't want Donald Trump to be president, just go to the ballot. Give up this stupid bullshit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying.
That's how
just
democracy works. Yeah.
Well, my thing is, I can't stand Trump, but damn.
I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to pout. I'm going to be like, okay, well, he lost.
See, I can't stand Trump, but damn, putting Pence in his place, woo. I even tell, it's like, even my gay friends are like, oh, we need to impeach Trump. It's like, think about that for a second. Pence.
But there's nobody, Democrats or Republicans. There's nobody.
Oh my God.
Well, I personally like Pence, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm not big on the whole his whole thing with the against
gays.
the homosexual thing, yeah.
With the gays, okay.
I'm like, there's certain things like, just let it go. The whole
Well,
separation of church and state. Do not push your religious opinions into the White House.
I don't see Pence is doing that, but that's.
I hope he wouldn't.
Well, even Frank Zappa turned out to be a mental spastic because of that. Only Anthony will know that one if you listen to the song. I'm a mental spastic and I smell like Vaseline. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you, Freddie.
You know what really bugs me is Biden's company got $1 billion, $1 billion fucking dollars from China. You remember when Biden was just like, oh, China's not that. Come on, man. China's not a huge competitor. Come on, man. You remember he's doing that little Biden thing? Come on, man. Right? You telling me that China is not a threat? They're stealing our shit. They're the biggest. Forget Russia. China is the biggest threat.
Well,
Russia is not shit.
See, that's why I say whack the dog.
China's not a threat because it's an undeveloped country.
Their GDP, all right, they're stealing technology. Everybody knows that China cheats. Everybody knows. Whether you're left or right or independent, everybody knows that China cheats. They steal intellectual property, right? And then they use it to try to, create more and more.
They don't have no copyright laws.
Yeah, they don't. They don't even obey copyright laws. Exactly. Come on, what are we talking about here? China is the threat to the Western world. If you like a liberal democracy, right? If you like things like freedom of speech, if you like things like the ability to defend yourself, if you like the idea of the Fourth Amendment, that you can't have search and seizure without probable cause, then you understand that China is against all of those things. They have no freedom of speech. They have no self-defense laws. They can break into your door like the Brits before the revolution happened and just do whatever the fuck they want. That's why Hong Kong right now, that's why all these protesters are so much against the extradition. Because if you get extradited to Beijing, you're getting tortured. Your ass is getting tortured. You cannot expect a fair trial if you get extradited to Beijing.
Hey, at least they're getting tortured, unlike the people down in the Philippines where they just kill them.
Sure.
That's why my neighbor, she hasn't been back there.
Right. But I'm telling you, it's crazy. Russia is like this. Russia, in my opinion, Russia is a glorified gas station posing as a country. That's all they are. Their birth rates are not sustainable. They're slowly dying. Russia is not a threat. The true threat is China. But all this Russia. Oh my God, Russia. It's crazy. The derangement of not being able to identify the true enemy to a liberal democracy is crazy to me. The true threat to liberal democracy as we know it in the Western world is China. You want to be an atheist? Oppose China. You want to be a Christian? Oppose China. You want to be a Jew? Oppose China. You want to be any religious affiliation whatsoever? Oppose China.
No, I love China because Australia gets its GDP from China. So long live China.
Well, that's true. Australia is very dependent upon China. That's true. Because Australia exports a lot of stuff to China. That's true.
Yeah.
That makes it somewhat awkward.
Yeah.
But at what cost? See, that's the thing. At what cost? At the cost of your liberty, at the cost of your freedom, at the cost of your liberal democracy as a Western country, as Australia or Britain or United States or Canada. At what cost are you willing to give up the soul of your country for cheap goods from China?
U.S. has been doing it for decades.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, we got a president who stopped it, who's fighting it, or at least he hasn't stopped it, but he's fighting against. He's doing a proper fight against it. At long last, somebody had the balls to quit selling out our kids just because we like cheap shoes and cheap refrigerators and cheap washing machines.
But that means the everyday American's going to pay more for its goods.
Yeah, but what does it mean to our grandchildren and our great grandchildren and our great great grandchildren?
Oh, who gives a fuck? We're all dead.
See, if you are so addicted to cheap goods that you're willing to sell out the very core concepts of a liberal democracy, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to defend yourself.
But we're already selling out our kids' generation because with climate change. So we're selling out on another front, bro.
Oh, boo-hoo, climate change. You think, and here's the other thing. You think China gives a shit about climate change? No. Everybody can care about climate change except for China, right?
Well,
So
there's a glacier.
There's another prong of the threat.
Well, there's a glacier in Italy at the moment, and they've actually closed the road because the glacier is moving at 60 centimeters per day. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Right.
And they're saying because the temperatures are getting higher. Whether it be, I don't know, but it's happening. So, so this glacier could just come, crashing down. And so, whether it be climate change on whether it be 1,000 years that climate change happens, or whether it be man-made, it doesn't matter. We all know that the climate is changing. There's more extreme.
Climate's been changing for millions of years.
Yeah, I know.
Right. That doesn't mean that we undercut. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean we kneecap our entire economy. You know what I mean?
No.
That's not realistic.
Countries have to be responsible to try to do something about that to protect our great grandchildren. It's not always just about economics; it's about environment too.
Absolutely. And I agree with that. And the United States has done more than many countries to cut its emissions per capita. China has done zilch nada. In the Politburo, in the communist Chinese government, everything revolves around the power of the party. So pollution isn't even on their agenda. The preservation of the